Hey you guys, how are you? Wow, I was hoping I could post this a lot sooner. I have been doing, look at all these, look at all these. This Taroscope is telling so many stories, is just unbelievable. I'll have you know I looked at all the agencies, the Supreme Court, Kavanaugh, Zoom, and 5G. All these countries that got PPE and additional bonus second time around support from USAID, April 2nd or April 6th, India got 2.9 million additional dollars. That day in the news, then Donald claimed to say something bad about India. The same thing going with how he's criticizing the World Health Organization. Just last week, he made a donation to them. So I think all these people that he insults, he butters them up with a big donation and then he tears them down so that he can look like I don't know. It's just a little trick of his that I have just discovered. All of the people, and the reason why I'm showing you all these names is because what I would like to do is to go live later on. And if you guys see any names here that just kind of stand out to you, that you would like to see more detail, because I'm going to show you how this works, it's going to blow your mind. Just mind-blowing. So I'm going to show you how some of these stories work here. This one, the FBI regarding that. Very interesting here, and why it targets that, and also the African American communities. And here's the last another page. You know who's really active? Oh, besides Chow, where is it? Oh, Esper, that's Josh Kushner, his wife. Just like how Josh Kushner is like the deputy back channel Secretary of State. His wife doing so much stuff. I just cannot even believe it. This is Donald firing 7 IGs, Inspector Generals. Donald has stolen stuff. And he feels like the only way he can make amends for stealing stuff and relieving that is by firing everyone. Make them go away. So on the ascendant, Inspector Generals. Oh, the High Priestess. There's a Russian element to this that says, we're going to start a revolution here with the Trump campaign, Russia, China. That's why we're gonna fire them. Second house of income gains, values. Well, there's an agreement with some mercenaries. Gonna fire them because if we look to the 10th house here, what's crowning DC is the government and Donald's nightmare. I've given the country a nightmare. This is the end of me. And some people have to make a sacrifice. Says Russia, China. Neptune is down here. 4th house, USA defenses. It's time to do this. Donald's secret about doing that, we have the Knight of Wands, taking action to do that. His hidden enemy, though, is the 10 of Cups. I don't know about that. He's been thinking about this for a while. He's going to fight them off, tell a new story. They're facing judgments over in Russia. That's another reason why they let them go. In the 6th house of public workers, he fired them because he needs to consolidate power because the astrology says the truth is coming out. Now, what truth is coming out? A lot of very, very big news. And I probably need to talk about that in the next video. But you know what? Here, let's just get one reading in. Where's my ballot? Some of you know the story, but given all this that I'm doing, because I found out who the hackers are and who's doing what, the reason why I got into tarot is because in 2016 I started sleuthing hard on November 9th because I was denied a ballot on November 8th, 2016. I presented my ID, I presented my voter registration card, I was checked in with the e-polling, my name was flagged somehow. I wanted a provisional ballot, but however my name and information was transmitted to whatever powers that be to give an authentication code to give me a ballot, they wouldn't give me a ballot because there was a glitch in the system. And the lady who has been amazing in past elections, calm, she was very flustered that day because this error was happening so often that people could not get ballots because of this authentication code error. There was no election supervisor there because she kept getting pulled out for emergency meetings because this problem was happening all over the place. So I didn't get to vote. I even went in that day. I wore white. I wore the jewelry of my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt because I wanted them to go vote with me. And November 9th, I started sleuthing. If you can only imagine how I sleuth. I want to know. Tarot. We were looking at those hackers. Let me take out my hacking countries. Here they are. We'll see what comes up. Who is my ballot? Who was supposed to authenticate my ballot? Hey, there's the devil. Putin has it. Is that who it is? Tarot, where's my ballot? I would really like to know. What happened to my ballot in 2016? What happened to my ballot? What happened to my ballot? That dirty bastard. The King of Wands. Angry Putin / MBS. They have my ballot. The basis of this is a fool because of Don Holio. Because this is... Donald's going to go to jail because of that. Or maybe this guy has... Yeah, because Russia is all over with so many fools that this full moon activated for this upcoming week to the end of the month. Okay, so Angry Putin has something to do with it because at the base of it, they knew Donald wouldn't win. Everyone hates him. What's crowning my ballot? Page of Pentacles. I'm betting that's Jared. I'm betting someone got paid to do that. What happened in the past with my ballot? There was a plan that was made to get my ballot, which led to, yes, they have my ballot. Let me clarify that, yes. I asked for a ballot and I didn't get one. What's the challenge with my ballot and Mr. King Wands? He's from Russia. That's Don Jr. It's covering this. Nah, we're not going to give you. My ballot is being withheld because I wouldn't change my mind and I wouldn't be brainwashed. Tarot, how do you see my ballot? Russia or China has it. Yes, and I'm very disappointed. The environment was one of Putin has my ballot. What did they hope to accomplish? What did he hope to accomplish by taking my ballot? That their plan would succeed. The fear was a nightmare, upset. And so the next steps, my ballot completed the Russian operation, and the final outcome, it happened so quickly. You're damn right, it happened so quickly. My ballot got manipulated by KJU and the Six Wands map. That's where my ballot went. Bastards. The other thing, when I've been doing all these readings with you guys and on elections and how votes are manipulated, I always wondered exactly who's the hackers. Because I know that these people, like KJU, they all know who they are. But I'm like, who are they really? I discovered them. So what I did was, when I was checking in, I just went to the USAID.gov website. USAID, this is the money transfer laundering tool, I swear to God. So USAID, I laughed when I saw this. Looking at Turkmenistan. Now, if you notice, some of these are in yellow. That means they were an identical match to the tarot, and what the tarot said were the important cards. So Turkmenistan, that country, their card of the reading, the Knight of Pentacles. They provide the data. Seven of Swords. They also steal it. When you add the astrology to this, here we have Turkmenistan. There's a page of pentacles. There's some news. The tarot said the High Priestess. If we go here to the partnership, moneyed news from the High Priestess about the Five of Cups, China, Russia, their partner. When you look at the area of income and gains, the tarot said, look to the Two of Cups in agreement. So Turkmenistan, the Knight of Cups. Donald makes an offer, or an offer is made to Turkmenistan. Look to the 10th house, Seven of Cups. To create confusion, cloudy haze. The Seven of Cups in elections that often shows as changing people's minds. The astrology says, look to the 8th house of beginnings and endings. You go here and it says justice. So the order basically is saying Russia, China making offers with Donald to confuse voters in very just ways. The press release said that aid was sent to Turkmenistan, I can't say it, because we have so many repatriated U.S. citizens that need to be brought back. Really? They drew the Five of Pentacles as the ascendant, the card of the reading, meaning they are suppressing the vote with money or whatever gains they got. 5th house of the Sun, indicted Donald. Look to the 3rd house of messages. 10 of Wands has election burdens. So the story is we're going to get our repatriated citizens, but in reality we're going to suppress the vote because Donald is a fool and indicted, and he has too many election burdens hanging over his head. Ambassador Matthew Klein. He also got the Knight of Pentacles. That was a perfect match to the tarot. And he's with Facebook, the Seven of Wands. He is carrying Donald's burdens, the 10 of Wands. And he has to deliver also with the High Priestess, Russia. Trump Russia with elections. And the partnership is, Seven of Cups. Create confusion. 5th house of the Sun, Donald. The Two of Swords to separate voters for messages that will be completed by the King of Wands, per order of the King of Wands, which is angry Putin. Got that? Matthew Klim, he is the Knight of Pentacles, offering money. He's with Facebook. He's carrying Donald's burdens. His job is here to create confusion and haze, because Donald needs to separate voters per orders of angry Putin, essentially. The president of Turkmenistan, his card of the reading, 5 of Pentacles again, suppression of the vote. And he had the part of fortune, which is timing, but I forget how I figured this out. But part of fortune, that has to do with hackers. His card of the reading, Seven of Swords. We're going to steal an election per what Russia says. We go over here to the 7th house of partnership because the strength is not very strong with this one since the solar eclipse. The order is to separate voters, and we're going to do it with the Knight of Swords, a hacker. Got it? The press release said, we're giving them $920,000 for labs for COVID. That $920,000 is actually for stability because of the star. Remember, well, the star, President of the United States, these labs, we look here at the King of Pentacles, it's candidate Donald, working with the High Priestess, Trump, Russia, because their partnership over here is the government, the Hierophant. Donald, this area of the sun, the Eight of Cups, set me up because in the messages, Queen of Wands is all over me. I'm going to lose this election. This labs, they have no rules. This second house, this is the agreement. They have no rules. They don't care. We're going to go all the way over here because of the Empress, Trump, Russia. There's beginnings and endings with Trump, Russia because we have to go to the 8th house of beginnings and endings. The Fool is indicted. So that's what this $920,000 lab is doing. Giving stability to the president because candidate Donald has been eclipsed with the government. So he wants someone to set something up because Pelosi's all over him. We have no rules here anymore. This is our agreement. There are no rules because we're going full Trump Russia now. So Uzbekistan, they're responsible for manipulating things. They're the magician. Morocco, they're the lovers. But Mr. Ferguji, look at this. His card of the reading. 8 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands. The 8 of Pentacles is my propaganda card. The 7 of Wands is Facebook. So Mr. Fergud, whatever, from Morocco. Oh, God. His job is to work on propaganda with Facebook. But wait, there's more. This money that was sent to Morocco on April 3rd was to help. They're creating jobs with the something virtual learning bus. Is this the virtual learning bus? With the virtual learning, because they're going to create jobs for the poor people there in Morocco. This page, you'll notice there's these names that are kind of in pink. It's because not only was I looking at USAID, now I'm going to change subjects, I was looking at Davos and Tom Barrack because Donald keeps talking about this hydrochloroquine, whatever, that medicine to help with COVID. Holy crap, you guys. This is so deep. I looked at Larry Kudlow, who's also promoting this. I looked at Davos, the meeting in January in Switzerland with all the leaders and the money, world projects. I looked at the drug they were all talking about there. And this guy, Vas Narasimhan, he's the CEO of Novartis. I looked at him, and I looked at Novartis. Novartis is the one that has this drug that Donald keeps talking about. He is all over this. This drug that Donald is promoting, let's look at this. The Fool. So this is the Knight of Cups, an offer. They're looking at this. It's an agreement with the High Priestess. Remember the Ace of Cups? That's always a Russia op. Could be Lavrov. Or origins with Lavrov because of the impeachment. Looking at their partner, Nine of Pentacles. That's Elaine Chao. Because in the second house of income gains and assets, there's an agreement with the moon. That's China. China, take it all the way over here because it goes to the 10th house, which is the star. That's the President of the United States. It's also this hack thing by Rostelecom, Russia's telecommunications last week. Yeah, Davos was all about that Ace of Pentacles reversed, that hacking, that hijacking of all the internet traffic last week. I just talked about that in my last video if you want more information. We're going to talk about this drug that Donald keeps promoting because as the President of the United States, things are changing. Go to the 8th house. Because we have this world pandemic because things are coming to an end. And I need Russia, China to intervene. Because that's the card of the tarot. The 5th house of the sun, we have the 9 of Cups. That's the Trump campaign. We're talking about this drug because the messages are from the devil, Putin. This is the drug that Donald keeps promoting. I'll say it again. So, the Fool is the Hermit, the investigation, and Donald's trying to make an offer because of Russia, the High Priestess, which with election stealing, is saying that their partner, Elaine Chao, the solar eclipse has hit them. And China here, they have an agreement with China with the President of the United States. The Trump campaign, this is the House of the Sun, has messages from the devil, Putin, to do it. Every single one of these tells a story. It is just unbelievable. And all these countries, they got all this PPE and stuff through USAID. It's because of the election, and they need hackers and they need to pay them. When you go through here, you can see like which countries are more for the money laundering, which ones are more for the hacking, which ones are more for the propaganda. Can you believe Jamaica was on here? Jamaica is carrying so much of Donald's burdens, the 10 of Swords. These are our agencies. The Transportation Department. Let's look at that one. The 7 of Pentacles, card of the reading. That would be stockpile. With the Lovers, that's Trump Russia. In the first house, we have the 9 of Pentacles. That's Elaine Chao. In partnership with the 3 of Swords, the Lovers. Ooh, look at that mutual reception. So the Lovers, Trump Russia, need to commit some more treason because they're heartbroken about the way things are going, not going so well. In the second house, we have the Knight of Pentacles, an offer of money. A mercenary, which is, go to the 10th house, moving stuff like stockpile. And when we go to the 5th house of the sun, Donald, which is the president, the government has messages to blend it with Russia. Because at the base of this is Donald's 10 of Swords. Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, Agriculture, Labor, HUD. Oh my God, HUD. I did that whole one on don't need a rocket scientist. They were looking for a place to take this Queen of Pentacles, which is the cerveza virus. That's their asset. Their partnership in the 7th house is death. Death. That's what HUD's doing. So these are all the people I looked at. Oh my God, Betsy DeVos is so gross. I did not expect Shinzo Abe to have that much. But yeah, take a look at some of these names. I'll do a live read, and then if you guys want me to tell you a story, I'll tell you a story. But even all the news that happened the other day, it looks like COVID was designed to target Latin and African American populations. Unbelievable. And then here I designated, like, here's the hackers. Who does what with the hacking role? And who helps who? I've just been sitting here staring at this, just stunned. The Ace of Pentacles, these are the people who are all involved with that thing with Astrological, where they hijacked all of the internet traffic. U.S. internet platforms were suddenly rerouted last week through Astrological while everyone was freaking out about COVID. But here, I'm 25 minutes into this. And as such, I'm going to sign off. Have a great day. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Be well. And take care of you. Please like my video if you liked it. Your likes help me so much. And subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.